I was also reading that in 2009, you and I had spoken about this. You had called the Kentucky Derby, and you were focused on the number 2 and 3 horse, I believe. And Mind That Bird was coming up close to the finish line.
Yeah.
And did that also really propel some of your decision?
I don't know if it did or not. My contract was up in 2011,
Okay.
and I called up Ken Shanzer, who was the number 2 man to Dick Ebersol, and who I reported to at NBC Sports. And I called him up first of the year because the Derby, my contract was up, and they're going to renew my contract. And I called him up on first week in January. I said, I can't do this. I'm really sorry, Ken, but I just can't do this. I don't want to do it anymore. He goes, Tom, you're good at what you're doing. He's okay. I appreciate it. Whatever. Then I called him back the next week and said, I don't know what I was talking about. Okay.
Wow.
I'll sign me up. Then another month went by, and I realized that I was just mentally incapable of doing that. Maybe because when I thought I was going to give up the job, that there was a certain peace of mind that I had. And so I called him back and just said, I just can't do it.
Yeah, you were confident with your decision. Do you think, between the perfection addiction and, do you really think it was an age thing? Because you said you also were able to get hypnotized. The hypnotizing wasn't working anymore.
It was, yeah, but it
just
it's
wasn't
just
enough.
if somebody's hitting you over the head with a hammer,
Yeah.
and the first thing you do is get aspirin, and then you're still getting hit over the head with a hammer. Okay, fine, the medication is working. Now I'll put on a football helmet, and you're still getting hit over the head with a hammer.
Yeah.
So that's not working because your brains are getting rattled.
Yeah.
How about if I just stop getting hit over the head with a hammer?
And you just make the right decision, and you did.
Yeah. The only person that was really against me giving up the job was my accountant.
Okay.
Anybody who knew me, it just kept on taking its toll, and I've done enough. I had done enough.
I respect that. I wrote a piece about the self-conscious strikeout, and because I read the work of sports psychologist Harvey Dorfman, who's now deceased, but he used to work with baseball legends. And what a lot of people don't know is a lot of these baseball greats were petrified when they were going onto the mound.
Sure.
And Mr. Dorfman actually had to get them dressed sometimes in the locker room because they would be frozen in anticipatory anxiety. They were petrified to get out there. Because the thing is, and what a lot of people I would think don't recognize, is that when these people make a mistake, they're doing it in front of millions of people.
Thank you. Thank you.
So I can totally understand how that would feel. When most of us make a mistake, it's in the office, maybe it's in front of maybe 5 people, 10 people,
20
but not in
million's
front of 20 million makes it very, very
One
different.
guy was interviewing me for USA Today, and he said, "What's it feel like to be one simple mistake away from becoming a national joke?" Thank you for that.
Wow.